Hey, Brian Miller here, and thanks so much for tuning into this week's episode of Thursday Thoughts, all about taking vacations. Vacations never seem to measure up to their promise, do they? It's almost as if all the stress, worry, and concern in your life follows you wherever you go. Perhaps it's because you are the source of your anxiety, and the one thing you can't take a vacation from is yourself. For years, I dreamed of one day being able to stop touring and get off of the hotel, airport, stage, McDonald's, hotel, airport, stage, McDonald's hamster wheel I'd been on since my late teens. And then boom, 2020. Be careful what you wish for. On paper, it's the dream scenario, at least in terms of work. I still speak and perform for organizations all over the world, but I do so without ever leaving the comfort of my home office. I can deliver a communication workshop to a group of executives in Minnesota, then give a motivational speech for a group of incoming college freshmen in California, then coach a TEDx speaker in Switzerland, have a meeting with my manager in New York, and still cook dinner for my wife by 6 o'clock. What a life! And yet, even without the physical and mental exhaustion of constantly being on the road, even without all the wasted dead hours in airports, coffee shops, and hotel rooms, I'm just as crazy, restless, anxious, and busy as ever. Because that's who I am. Or at least that's the product of a series of lifestyle choices I made, attitudes I adopted, and practices I developed over 16 years of being self-employed. And it's why I hate traditional vacations. You know, the kind where you lay around and relax all day? Please, give me 5 minutes to myself and my head is spinning with ideas to test and tasks to complete. So the only vacation that really works for me is Disney World or something like it. It's a frantic, all-day, fast-paced experience with a never-ending string of stimuli to keep my brain occupied and away from itself. But it's temporary. It's my favorite place on earth, but it's not like I come back refreshed or recharged. It's an exhausting vacation. But now that I'm a dad, and yes, my wife just gave birth to a healthy baby boy, something needs to change. My priorities shifted in an instant, and I simply can't spend every waking second wrapped up in work obligations, real or imagined. I briefly studied Taoism as a student of philosophy. I don't remember as much as I should, but there's one principle that always stuck out to me. Do not try to find the way to happiness. Happiness is the way. Find inner peace, find self-fulfillment, fix yourself, and all else will follow. My friend Peter Gazzardi, a legendary book editor, said this last year when he came on my podcast. The preacher always gives the sermon she needs to hear. The writer always writes the book he needs to read. And so in a way, I guess this video is for me, to say these things and admit them out loud in a public forum. We all need to take a little break from ourselves. Well, that's it for this week's Thursday Thoughts. I know it was short, but that's about all the energy I have in the sleepless, crazy exhaustion period that is the baby phase. We're having an incredible time. We're just overjoyed to be here, home, and safe. But hopefully I will be able to get back some of my energy over the coming weeks and get into a regular schedule with these episodes again. Until then, thanks so much for sticking with me. My name is Brian Miller. Always remember, our world is a shared experience. Every interaction is meaningful, and every person you meet, even virtually, is important. And we'll see you soon.